This is an examination of the hidden human condition.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast.
The Hidden Killers Podcast.
With Tony Bruschi.
Well, things just keep getting more and more bizarre in the world of Kori Richins, an already deeply engrossing, sad, twisted story with a heart-wrenching narrative. The Utah mom who authored the children's book that was tackling the subject of grief after the tragic loss of her husband last year, well, she's finding herself at the center of another legal storm, this time in a lawsuit that was filed just the other day. Richins faces accusations of an elaborate financial scheme that allegedly unfolded in the shadow of her husband's demise. The plaintiff filing the suit is Kate Richins, sister-in-law to Kori, presenting a chilling narrative of alleged theft from her late brother Eric Richins' bank account and deceit in obtaining a fraudulent loan in his name, and among other staggering allegations, demanding in excess of a staggering $13 million in damages. I don't think I've said staggering that many times in a sentence ever. The lawsuit lays bare a harrowing tale of alleged manipulation and deceit. Quote, Kori committed the foregoing acts in a calculated, systematic fashion for no reason other than to actualize a horrific endgame, to conceal her ruinous debt, misappropriate assets for the benefit of her personal businesses, orchestrate Eric's demise, and profit from his passing. Needless to say, they're probably not going to be sharing any holidays together anytime soon. It's one of these totally bizarre twists to the case. I don't blame Kate for coming back and countersuing her, because if you remember, Kori was suing to get some of Eric's assets, saying that it was owed to her in what would have been a divorce decree, but there was no divorce that ever happened. In their prenuptial agreement, stated that she would get this or that. However, they didn't get divorced. He died. And she's still trying to get into that funding, or that money, if you will, of Eric, which he smartly and rightfully changed the beneficiary to his sister shortly before he died, because he was suspecting that his wife may kill him. Siobhan Scott is joining us, psychotherapist and author. Siobhan, what do you make of Kori and her seemingly lack of awareness of what it would look like to be suing the person's estate that you're accused of murdering in order to get funding for essentially your defense at that trial?
Well, when I think of Kori Richins, I just think of cold, bold, entitled, and foolish, this sense of what she thinks she can get away with is truly bizarre. It's really weird. Just like writing the children's book as, I think, a way to control the narrative about her husband's death. She seems to be a touch out of reality with what she thinks she can pull off. And I wonder, who's giving her advice right now? Because, the lawsuit seems like a very bad idea.
Now she's facing a countersuit from her husband's estate because of her initial lawsuit. In Kori's suit, she claims that the prenuptial agreement makes her the rightful owner of her husband's property, even though he placed it in a trust with his sister before his death, because he suspected his wife might try and kill him. And so now they're shooting back with a $13 million lawsuit against her. Is this, is this about money? Is this about I'm just trying to wrap my mind around everything that's going on here while this woman is going to be tried for murder. What is the purpose of all this? And I'm wondering, is it for money because she needs it to pay attorneys?
Right. Isn't that weird? Because I was just thinking, if I were her attorney, I would be saying, you really need to let that estate go. That's not the thing to be focusing on right now. So you have to wonder, Is that a motive? I can't imagine that an attorney would be facilitating that for that reason, but stranger things have happened. So it really is terrible optics. And, you just have to wonder, is this lady really believes she's going to get away with everything that she tries?
It's one of those you look at, and some of the moves, you go, well, that was pretty genius, evil genius, if you will. For like creating the children's book about grief, it really it throws people off the path. This is a grieving mother and widow, and what a good thing that she's done. But then some of the other moves are just completely out there. It makes you go, maybe she does make some wise choices here and there, but I don't know that she's the genius that sometimes she may be labeled for the way that she handled some of these things.
No. Conniving and cold and callous, but certainly not a genius. She's not terribly sophisticated with any of this.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.